All right, fellas. The epic journey up to Lapland begins. Been waiting for this so long. It's finally becoming reality. So I've made it to the highway and yeah, about 6 hours of driving ahead. It's 5 a.m. My next stop, or my next scheduled stop, will be in about 4 hours. First time ever solo camping above the Arctic Circle. That's wild. Yeah, there's probably gonna be reindeer on the road up north. I'll show you guys some of those and all the views and stuff. I want to conquer a fell, or even two of them on this trip, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Right now it's -10. Up north it should be -20 and below. But life is about adventure, and this is definitely an adventure. But yeah, stick along, fellas. This is gonna be great. It's -17 outside, and look at this, fellas. Morning is starting to light up. The outside looks pretty good. Look at that. Our first buddy over here. Oh, he's got a group of fellas there. Reindeer. So we're closing in on the final destination right now, and it's -26 outside. Not sure if you guys can see, but yeah, it's pretty foggy out there because the temperature is below the dew point, and in simple terms, well, the excess moisture in the air turns to fog. We'll see if we get down to -30 once we actually get down there, but yeah, we might not quite get down to 30, but I think that's pretty cold already. Here we are, fellas. There is a lake down there, and you can't see anything of it because it's so foggy. It's pretty cold right now, and the road right here, it's not in bad condition, but my car doesn't really have that much, clearance. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it down here, and I'm gonna make my way down there, and from there I'm gonna go on the trails, if there are any, up to the mountain or the fell. Yeah, I'm gonna change my gear now, set up everything, and head out into the wild for presumably 4 days. So here we go, guys. My first ever solo camping trip above the Arctic Circle in the winter for more than 1 day. And yeah, those are all first times, so it's gonna be interesting. Got all my gear packed here in the sled and in my backpack. Right now I'm feeling pretty good. I'll have to see if I have to strip down some of this gear, maybe change the gloves, but yeah, I'm gonna start with these, and we'll see. I think I'm gonna walk down this road because, well, it's solid and I don't need the skis, and walking is easier, so we're gonna at least start with that. Here we are, fellas. Pulling the sled. Easy pulling right now, so I'm on the tracks here. I have to see how difficult it's gonna get once I actually get down to the snow, but right now, not too bad. Already pretty frosty here. Oh well, I can just wipe that off because fleece doesn't really suck in the moisture, it just collects on it, so I can just wipe it off if you don't mind. But yeah, look at this, guys. It's just a beautiful swamp down here, and there should be a mountain somewhere up there. The terrain has changed. I think we got our hill down there, peeking from behind the clouds. I just saw a guy riding their snowmobile right here, and I can walk down this for like a kilometer or so, and then I have to go into the bush. But it's always nice to have somebody riding their snowmobile out here in the snow. I don't mind that. Some glucose tabs. These help to keep me energized and all that. It's a good excuse if you're addicted to sugar. It's great. Let's continue. It's almost magical in this forest, or, you know, swamp, whatever this is. There's just so much fog everywhere. The campsite is a few clicks down there, and I think I can actually utilize these tracks all the way up. It's gonna be a bit more distance, but, you know, trekking there instead of down on this very solid and good ground, I'm picking this over that one any day. But anyways, I gotta keep moving, so let's go. So I came from down there thinking that there would be a snowmobile track, but nope, it's just a road full of snow. So I'm gonna have a little break down here, and then I'm gonna put on the skis and continue down, rather up the hill with those. These are just beautiful scenes out here. Climbing this mountain is a pretty tough job, you know. It's not too steep. It looks like it's actually flat, even though it's not. I'm hauling what, like 30 grams or 30 kilograms of stuff back there, and it's definitely a new experience, but I love it here. Guys, it's just amazing, like honestly. Anyways, let's continue while we still have natural light. I don't want to waste that. I'm sitting on my sled right now. I've made it to the spot where I'm gonna leave this trail and actually head out into the wild. I'm gonna show you guys in a bit. Forestry machines have been, you know, cutting the trees here, so I can traverse through that easily, and it seems like there's a bit of an older forest up there. So it shouldn't be too difficult to get through that forest either and get to my campsite. There's only around 750 meters left, so I'm pretty happy about it. The sun is, you know, going down, so I'm gonna have to take my headlamp out. I'm not gonna put it on yet because it's still, you know, I can still see out here, but in the forest, I bet it's gonna be pretty dark. Perfect. So we're gonna head down there. Yeah, it's pretty dark now. It's 20 past 3. Sun settles quite fast down here in January, but we'll be okay. I got my headlamp, got the moon down there, almost at the forest. It's definitely been tough, but the scenes are becoming pretty magical up here. It's beautiful. Just look at all those trees. Was there just a shooting star? So I think I saw something on the video, I'm not sure. He is pretty good though. And though I can't see anywhere because the cloud is down there, but you know, still fine. So you can tell I'm all tucked in my parka here, trying to stay warm because it's actually really cold out here. I'm not sure. My thermometer, I think it lies a bit. It says it's like -20. I think it's more like -25 at least. It's like really cold. Got my fur mitts on, everything. I'm pretty toasty in here, or at least somewhat. My feet are not as toasty because I only got my thinly insulated snow pants, and then I got my base layer underneath them, but I'm gonna keep it that way until I actually make it to camp. I'm just snacking on this bread right now. It's delicious. It's 5 p.m. right now, so the clock isn't too much. And I think I'm not going to stay in this spot because, well, I am at the spot which I wanted to go to. But I think I'm going to go 500 meters that way. So I make it to sort of the edge of the mountain. It's not a very steep mountain or a hill. So yeah, there's just big trees up here and basically covered from all directions. So I don't mind moving there. Tomorrow morning, sun rises at like 9. And before that, I don't really want to, you know, start moving away from my camp. So I can basically wake up at like 7:30. Make some breakfast, boil some water, etc., but then get going at like 9 once the sun actually rises. But now I'm just gonna enjoy my bread, frozen bread, and head down there. It's so freaking cold in here. Everything is just frosty. Look at these. Not sure if that's a fox or has been here quite recently, actually. I think I'm gonna follow him. I made it, fellas. I found a pretty good spot to camp, and there's just a bunch of these like spruce trees up here. Huge spruce trees. I've already started to set up my tent spot. I'm just gonna stomp the snow down so that it becomes hard, and then I can actually set up my tent. All right, guys, so I got the tent spot pretty well set up down here. I can pretty much walk on it without sinking in too much. It was quite the job. I had to actually break it with my my skis, and then I had to destroy it again with my feet. As you can tell, it's still a bit sinking down here, so it's not perfect, but this is gonna be just fine. And yeah, there's just a lot of snow, and it hasn't compacted like basically at all. I made this little spot here as well where I can walk, but even if I go to my trail, which I've actually gone twice, you can see that I'm still sinking quite a bit. And out here in the fresh snow, depends on the spot, but yeah, I really just go straight through. So yeah, compared to this, that's pretty good. I got my skis under my my sled here, and the tent is finally set up. I've got everything figured out in there, and look at my cool tent pegs. Aren't these awesome? I made them from from this tree right here. I just wanted to use the sticks because, you know, they go deeper and they have a bit more friction than the tent's own tent pegs. Here we have a little hole for my trangia. It's the alcohol burner or alcohol stove. It's sort of insulated from the surroundings. It might create a bit of heat around it so that, you know, it's more efficient. And I put some twigs on the bottom so that it just doesn't melt through. I actually dug myself a little trench down here so I don't have to scrape my head on the roof too much, and which you can see it's already sparkling, and in the morning it's gonna be full of frost, so I can be just a bit lower. I got my backpack here, my sled back here. What else? Of course, inside the tent, I've got a bunch of gear. I got my X-Bed mattress here. I think the R value is something like 8, so that should be enough. I got my down sleeping bag and my synthetic sleeping bag, fleece pants, my fur mitts, and down socks down there. I'm not sure if I'm even going to use those, or the fleece pants during the night, or the hat, or the gloves, but yeah, I just have them in case. Got this thin mattress on the bottom here and a bit thicker underneath the X-Bed, so I think this is a very nice sleeping setup for this weather. But now I'm going to start making some food. I'm really hungry, and after that, it's time to go to sleep. This pink liquid here is actually ethanol. I'm not sure why they actually colored it this way, but yeah, that's the fuel. I'm really interested in how it's actually going to burn. There's quite a lot of it in there now. I left the stick in there because it sort of helps with the fire. Just went out. Try it again. Let's not waste the heat. Let's put the pan on and see in a second if it's still boiling or, burning or not. It seems to be spreading a little, but it's definitely not very powerful at the moment. There we go. Now it's going. I'm gonna add some water now. Let's let that boil. So I've got this sort of setup going on. I got the bottom pot right there. It's got the water and some snow in it. And I covered it with the pan to, you know, insulate it better. And on top of the pan, I have my other pot, which I don't know if it's even melting, but yeah, the pan is at least quite hot. So I think some of that heat is being transferred to this snow up here. So yeah, it's not much, but you know, it's still better than nothing. Now I'm just gonna wait for the bottom one to boil. I'm gonna pour some of it up here, repeat the cycle, and actually get quite a good amount of water. I'm gonna be eating some MREs tonight, or an MRE here. I'll leave this on the side now, because I want this to stay warm. I'm actually gonna put this in the, or on the pan, so that it has a warm platform to actually sit on. Mashed potatoes and beef meal. No palm oil. That's very nice. Let's give it a bit of a shake here. I don't want to eat any powdery stuff. I think that's pretty good. Let's just let it sit there in the warm. All right. Quite the winter camping experience. Not sure if you guys can even see me. I'm just smoking right now. Ooh. No, it's just so freaking cold out here, but you know, it's been quite the experience, really. This is some extreme stuff, at least for me. I bet it's for pretty much anyone. Also going to do some tuna later on in the evening, and some hot chocolate before I go to sleep, just to get my insides warm out here in the freezing cold. Anyways, I'm just going to wait for the food to get done and start eating. I've been waiting for this. If we can even open this thing. All right, there we go. It's already frozen on the sides here. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Well, it's this kind of stew, but let's see. Oh, that tastes just, that's awesome. Oh, God. You just don't know how good warm food is, or can be. Warm, whatever this stuff is, but yeah, it's amazing. Here we go. I don't want all of that trash in there, but some of it goes in anyways. The tuna is, it's a bit frozen, so, but I will try to actually heat this up. I'm not sure if this is even smart. All right, I think we can actually get some tuna this way. Let's try the tuna. I made it on the alcohol stove, and yeah, let's see if it's even hot. Oh yeah, nice and warm. I didn't pour any of the oil out because, well, it was frozen and it's got a lot of energy in it. And there we go. And the hot chocolate. Let's see if this is even hot anymore. It's warm. Now I'm gonna go brush my teeth, and I will see you guys in my sleeping bag, or I'll make a video for you guys down there. Whatever. Got my water bottles right here inside my custom Sorel liners, and I'm gonna wrap them in my my fleece coat. All right, I'm going into my sleeping bag here, and it's very, very cold. You can just imagine. Right now, all my freaking feet, they're freezing. Ooh, that's not nice. Not nice at all. I just gotta tuck in all the way. Hi guys. I am really toasting here. It's just amazing. This setup is extremely warm. I got my synthetic sleeping bag on top of my down sleeping bag. Also got my fur off on the synthetic sleeping bag here, so you know the nose gets cold, and you know I like to tuck into my sleeping bag here and try and warm my nose. But the problem is that I make my sleeping bag wet, which isn't ideal. So yeah, But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm gonna go to sleep now. It was a great day. Tomorrow's a new day. Thank you guys so much for watching day 1. This is gonna be quite an adventure, I bet. But yeah, if you want to stay up to date on my new videos in day 2, 3, and 4 and whatever, subscribe. Like this video if you liked it. Comment what you thought of it. Go out, fellas. Enjoy the nature. Just bring the right gear. Thank you guys so much. Let's see if I can even reach this freaking lamp here. There we go. All right. Good night.